There you go, Mike McDougal. You remember that one, eh? So, I want to turn this off. Man, that is a gorgeous airplane.
And then you've got.
Do you know the history of this one here?
These are all new within probably the last 2 years, 2.5 years. He bought them, had Jim Rice put them together.
Okay.
And he bought the Zero, the Thunderbolt.
Jim Rice.
I don't know if you know.
I know Jim.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Jim Rice put all these together in the de Havilland, and then the 310. And you got one of them. My dad bought 2 of them and had Jim Rice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Remember you bought?
Yeah, I still have it. I have 1,000 people wanting to buy it, and I don't, you know, I don't.
Yeah, because they're not available anymore.
I just don't sell to greedy people, man. I just, you know,
That's the one thing I liked about you, because the way you interact with me.
Yeah.
And I know you have to make money for your business.
Yeah.
You have to be profitable. But you treated me and you were fair.
Right.
You're a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I want you to make money.
Yeah.
You know, but it was
well, it's the only thing, and that's, you know, one of the things that.
I mean, like right above our.
Yeah. I don't go that far. Yeah.
Well, you did go that far until that building was made. If you remember, I used to drag customers through the house, and sometimes. Yeah.
Dad had his friend build, and took his friend about 7.5 months to build this, and I don't believe it's ever flown. Frank Patterson, who's now passed away, but this is probably let's say about 8 years old.
Doesn't look it. That's beautiful too, man.
Yeah, and the airplane is. Now this is the one on. We had the exact airplane, 3105 Whiskey 836.
Just don't remember the tail numbers, huh?
Yeah, and it's that my dad. This is a Byron one, and he had built up. And then this to me, and it's not white. It's probably the best looking airplane.
The Hawk, huh?
Yeah, and all these, or most all of these have the engine in it and the radios and stuff. And,
so engines of choice, are most of these gasoline or a lot of nitro still, or?
Yeah, it's a mixture.
Man, that's beautiful.
And the steering right here.
Yeah, so I got a little story about one of these. I sold this to a guy, and one of these almost identical to this one was the Great Plains one.
Oh, was it? Okay.
He's New Mexico, and it's going to be in a movie. And they've got a full scale, and then they painted the other one to look just like the full scale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's really a cool storyline. So I've been kind of in the process of watching all this grow. They want me to come up and fly the plane because they need another one. We need another one because they want to wreck one.
Oh, wow.
They want one for flight, and of course the full scale. But
Now this one, my dad had his friend Tex Shaheen in Junction build about 25 years ago, and then about 3 years ago, my dad took this radial engine to Jim Rice to put in, and all the radio equipment's only about 3 years old. It's never flown. There is one little issue. I'll point out any defects I'm aware of. The only issue with this airplane is this.
right.
This is about 22, 23 year covering. But that engine is a radial engine, and the equipment, he had Jim Rice about 3 years ago put all this stuff in it.
It's such a nice motor, man.
Now, this is like an unbelievable engine. I've got one new in a box too. And that engine there is, this has not ever been fired or anything like that. But I've got this engine in the box and all that too. So there's 2 of them. But this airplane is just is pristine.
I think it's gorgeous, man.
It is absolutely.
This stuff is insane beautiful, man.
Yeah. There's some that aren't as beautiful.
Well, that's
but,
you know, you're gonna have that,
yes.
but yeah, man, these are just gorgeous airplanes, though, man. Just and you know, everybody has to appreciate them when they look at them, but until you start building one and understand the amount of time and hours and effort, you know.
Yes. No. Absolutely.
And look at the dashboard here.
My dad bought me a 172 to teach me how to fly a solo at age 16. And one Sunday trip, he got that kit and we flew it to Junction. And then Tex Shaheen, his friend who's a pecan farmer, built it. And about 8 months later, we flew the 172 back up and he had that done. And he brought it in, and it hung up in the store. And then and he's had 3 different people I know have been wanting to buy it several years ago, and then he wanted to keep it for himself, and he put the engine in it, and then now he's 91 years old and just too old. He meant to fly them all, but just
I am envious of your childhood in a way, man. I would have loved to have had all them airplanes around me.
no. Okay. Yeah, this engine has run before, as you'll see.
She's in there. Yeah, it's in good shape though, man.
And then,
That's the 5. I've got a 7 at the shop. It's just an absolutely gorgeous engine,
Really?
man. Yeah, they're just beautiful.
and yeah, and LS Max 61.
61 of those.
Never been wrong. Yeah, this is the one I'm not sure if I want to. This is the same engine that's on there. This is like just.
You don't have to open it. I know exactly what they are, but yeah,
everything's brand new,
right
in the bag.
They make beautiful art for the house, man. They really do.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's just depending on that, and then tons of pilot accessories, and there's more engines. I'm not even sure what this is.
This is, I think this is like a Enya. No, I was going to say that 240 but the case down here is different from what I'm used to, or what I remember. Jim Tan would know this one. Hey, can you hold that for me, please, and kind of point it to where it needs to go? Let me open this one. You got my curiosity now. Laser. I've never seen this one, brother. You know, we talked about that last night. You know, there's so many things out there to learn.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Laser 4-stroke. Hempstead Heights English motor. England. I've never seen one.
Yeah, I never have either. I've never seen it until I just got all this stuff up. We got here early this morning it wouldn't have been a justice just to leave things in the storage bin.
Man. I love stuff like this here. This is the stuff that makes my days long, because doing research, you know, sometimes you'll research an item a week or 2,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean, yeah. Super Tiger Blue head, some Collins.
His stuff back from when he had his store. Now this is his
that a Byron there?
No, this is his most valuable airplane. This is the one I talked about. This is
Oh, okay.
Waco.
This
was the
the
one
line.
scratch built. This has a Sato twin.
Okay.
He says like an $850 engine. He had it done, and he had it. This is a variable pitch prop. He had his friend Lee Moore, who was like the best builder. You can tell.
I did. I looked him up last night.
Lee Moore?
Yeah, and I do. I have heard of him. A close friend of mine, he was showing me some pictures of some of that cat's work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
The guy's, he's super talented. Super talented.
Yeah. My dad told me, and this is one I didn't think he would ever sell, and he's never has gotten it painted. But it's a scratch build. He paid him $1,100 to build all this. And here are the wings to it. Now the one thing I noticed this morning, because I brought this over last night because it's always been at home.
I see.
So it's got the wings. The one issue that I see that I noticed this morning, and it has to be at home, is
Missing aileron.
yeah.
Control surface.
Missing one. That's the only thing I miss. It would have to be home because the airplane's
Right.
only been home.
Man, that thing is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This he's had in his living room for years. My mom used to always get upset, and I said, "Dad, why don't you paint it?" He said, "I like the way it looks," and he always thought he maybe had Bob Courtney paint it. He said he just likes the
It's just,
the
you know,
look
it's just a sexy plane, man. There's just, I mean, it's mean and tough looking, and
yeah.
it has an ominous, beautiful look to it when it's, you know.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Now we get into the Stinson. You know, my brother and dad restored the SR9E, and so I've got a small one here, and then this is a kit. This is Lee Moore. He hired Lee Moore. This was a kit. He hired Lee Moore, who built that
You
from
can see,
scratch. This
you
was
can
a
see the
kit.
familiar working, you know, just his techniques and stuff. You can see in the build, you know.
Yes.
It's funny how you can identify a plane pretty easy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now this is one that my dad did of his airplane. His airplane is a little more cream, and he and this is heavy. It's never flown, but he's got a detailed. It took him like a year to do the instrument panel and all the detail. The chairs move out, but it's got a detail. This was the exact airplane, the same call letters.
Is this going to be more of a static plane here?
Yeah, I think so. And
It's still beautiful, man.
he probably not be a fan of me getting rid of that, but it just takes up too much space. And then this is a Bruin Speedster. Back used to fly, and it's only got like 3 or 4 flights in it. But one thing I wanted to make you aware of on this one, we've got a nice carry case for the wings. So this wing is in perfect shape. But the last time he flew this, he had a little accident and he had the wing repaired, but did not get it recovered.
Yeah, okay. No
So
worries.
So the one wing is perfect, the airplane's perfect, but I wanted to make you aware of
I like that.
Is it I wonder if it's a Monaco color. I don't think I remember seeing that color. I'm sure they have it. And this was a tow plane as well. It looks like.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's got a release, servo
And
release.
that engine, it flew so great.
Yeah.
This in the 90s, he was 90s and early 2000s flying. Now these are what staying with me. It's my airplane. This is a Terracraft that he built. And then this is another SR9E, and I've been hemming and hawing about this one.
It's a pretty plane.
But he got that only about 2 years ago. And so that's the
Yeah.
same.
I'll video this.
Are you recording my feet?
Well, I was recording these over here.
It's
Probably
easy to
comes
do.
in a better.
It's easy to do. You get, you
I wasn't planning on selling that, but I'm on the fence on that one. But that's.
No, like I said, man.
I'm going to keep that one. That's my brother-in-law's airplane.
If you have a faint of desire, go with it, man. You know, because
Yeah.
things don't come back around. You know.
And my dad in my office last night, I showed you the sweat that he used to do in
Right.
Rexeum. There was a guy that built my dad's real airplane. My dad had it painted red, white, and black. My dad saw it on the magazine cover and called the guy and actually bought it from him. But he's got that at his house that he's going to give to me. But the reason I'm telling this story, the guy said, by the way, I've got a V-35 Bonanza. And that's this one right here. And the three things I was thinking of that I was on the fence was this was one, that engine, and the A-36. It's got retracts and everything.
You fly, young man?
I, oh, Hunter?
No, not really.
How come? Haven't had the time or the desire or what?
The wing for it too.
Oh, well, I can't get the whole thing like that.
Yeah.
One problem, the last time
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I flew this to California, I was flying in the middle of the
Okay.
day, and there were, just right near my house, there were like about a pack of 10 coyotes walking on the airport. And my son was with me. I said, keep an eye on those coyotes right there, and if they're coming our way, let me know. But and I was getting close to having to run out of gas, and I'm thinking, God, what do? I don't want to like just let this airplane go, but I want to live.
Right?
And so he unlocked the car, had it ready to go, and then it's like my time was up. I had to come down. They were walking the runway, so I buzzed them real quickly, and they scattered, and I came down and landed, and on the runway, the engine quit. And so they were still going slowly, and I waited till they got cleared out, then I got the airplane. That was the last flight.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, man, buzz them.
Yeah.
You have to scare the hell out of them, eh?
My dad bought this at Garbage a couple years ago. The one thing this is missing, and I did not realize it recently, is the bar.
Wing tube?
Yeah, I don't have the wing tube for it. I don't know if you know a guy named Keith Moody.
The name rings a bell, yes, sir.
This was his airplane.
Okay.
And then I've got a bunch more stuff. So this I had as a kid flying. I've got this electric airplane.
These planes are, man, I tell you what, man, you know, all the pretty stuff in the world, but man, these planes here are just kicking the butt to fly. They're so forgiving.
This is what I learned how to fly on in this particular airplane in the early 80s.
We covered one of these things with probably 1,000 LED lights, and we put a car horn in it, and smoke and all that stuff. It took two controllers, two people to fly it. One to fly the plane, the other one to make all the stuff go off, man, you know. But you know, the wing, it'll carry all the weight, so it's so much fun to fly.
An L19, and then an Ultra Stick, and then this Chipmunk is not.
180, 120, 180, yeah.
And then this is not in good condition. This
No, there's something there though.
yeah, so it's and
That
then this is only about 2 years old. My dad had Jim Rice.
I've got this. I think I bought one from you brand new. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Yeah.
No, you did. And this is only about 2 years old. My dad had Jim Rice put it together, engine, radio, and everything.
Hanger 9, more than
Um,
likely,
you know, I'm not sure. It's a beautiful one. Yeah, I just have
yeah. Oh,
it.
maybe not, 'cause that name is not.
No,
It's
it's
Silver Lady. That is that one and the Hellcat are probably the two, you know, toughest looking World War II planes in my
Yes,
opinion.
no, absolutely.
I love that Hellcat. That's a gorgeous plane.
Let's keep going here, and then
Okay,
I'll take
sure.
you for a second. And then whatever this
Why don't you step there?
whatever this airplane is, I don't know. And this in the 70s, this was the airplane my dad flew all the time. So
Just as
Oh, no.
a personal.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is like in the 70s.
And what airframe is that?
An Avion.
An Avion.
Avion. And then
Was it a pretty peppy plane? You have quite a bit of horsepower. That's why I liked it. Then.
He did all the maneuvers and all that.
Right.
This was his favorite flyer, probably like for 15 years.
Wow.
I don't know how a pilot could come from flying jets back to a prop engine. And I don't know because I'm not. I'm almost.
Well,
Well, I got about 15 hours, but I had to.
His
stop.
two airplanes when I was a kid was this one and that Bucher Youngmeister. It doesn't look real pretty. The yellow,
Oh, yeah.
the yellow and red one
I'm
right there.
familiar with that, yes, sir. Yeah, those are great planes too.
And then
Look at these little craft servos. Those things have been
Yeah.
around a minute.
And then this was up in the attic for many years. He bought this from Kemp Soldier. The detail on this is on the level of Lee Moore, but the
You
elements.
bought it from who?
He bought it from Kemp Soldier, which was when you walked into my bedroom, you saw the Taylorcraft that was scratch
Yes.
built and all that.
Yeah.
Kemp Soldier was the one that built the Taylorcraft and built this
Okay.
And where is he from?
from San Antonio.
Is he a
And
San Antonio guy?
And he was an architect. He
Okay.
passed away about 10 years ago. But he and Lee Moore and my dad were like the three musketeers.
Gotcha.
And Kemp and Lee were like the best builders. My dad was good too, but not quite at their level. So the airplane is beautiful, but I don't have the cowl and it's not in great shape. It was in the attic and it's a shame. And then this is
No, that plane will see the sky again though.
yeah.
This
And
is
Robin Hood 99.
Yeah, you don't see these. You don't see these in larger planes much.
No, not at all. And my dad was out at the airfield about 3 years ago, and Jim Rice, this was his airplane, and he put it on Active Universe. My dad bought it on the spot from him, and he paid like $350 for it.
Jim, he's something. Right?
Yeah. Then I have two T-34s that we bought in Garden Ridge about 3 years ago. They both fly. This is an airplane. The engine on this is not any good. This is a flyer I had in the 90s. And then
Okay.
this one, I brought the wrong wing and fuselage. And I've got the fuselage and wing to go with that.
Oh, okay, I understand now. Gotcha.
And then let me show you what I've got over here.
Try to get him too, so
I am.
the stories that he's telling.
I am.
the names
I
and
got
all
you
that stuff.
Was this kind of like what you were expecting?
Yeah. You never know what to expect.
Yeah. And then we have tons of propellers. My dad bought anything and everything that was available. And so I've got more propellers and then monocoque and covering that's no longer available. And then got two 172s. He just put new engines in those, and those flew up until about a year and a half ago. Not good looking airplanes, and they're heavy. And then my brother Tim, back in the 70s and 80s, built this fuselage. There's no wing for it. It's a Fairchild. So it's just a fuselage, and I think he detailed the instrument panel out a good bit. And then this is my dad's Bucher Youngmeister that he flew. He did all kinds of crazy maneuvers in this for years. And a very good flying airplane.
This airman.
You know, and I'm not sure what that is. Oh, the Beach D18, is that? No, he wrote the Beach.
Yeah, I have to look that one up, man.
And then here, these couple Bonanza kits, I don't think that they are like you've got the Bonanza here and then the wing to it.
So you don't
That's
fly
from-
at all?
that's from the
No.
one of the
Just not
kits.
interested in
Then he's
Yeah,
got,
well, I mean,
we want to
I
check
mean,
to
like,
make sure I did not know
few
this
years
until
now.
our
Right.
game. This is a
I've been in college.
FTA, I believe.
That's what your mom told me yesterday, yeah. So you're the oldest
And the
one?
rest of these are some old kits of some sort. Buccaneer,
Kind of hard to fly and go to college too.
Rocky C3.
I know that.
And then this one right here.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, DC-18. And then the focus.
Where do you go to college at?
Yeah, let me see this camera, please. Real quick.
UTSA right here.
Oh,
Kim.
great. Yes.
Let me see the camera, please.
Uh-huh. I was filming you.
I don't know what happened. Oh, my hand's over the camera.
Yeah, so
What's that in the back? Can you see there? Can't make it out. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Stratford. Jack Stratford, maybe?
Yeah, Jack Stratford,
Yeah,
Comanche.
Comanche, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, Piper Comanche.
And this one here was. So we can slide down another one, pull this top one off.
Yeah. That's a D18 C45.
Oh, it's Rolly. Okay.
Really. And then
Veronica.
And this one, Veronica C3.
Who's the manufacturer on this one here? Sorry? I'm sorry. Here, no, that's fine. I can come back and look at the video and it'll show me. Want to make sure I was in there close enough to. That's been,
This is Buccaneer.
yeah, Buccaneer.
And then the Ryan, I've not opened that. I didn't even know we had that. You want to open that up and take a look at it?
No.
Okay.
No, and then let's see, here's an old Royal. No information down here. Let's see here. There's a Cirrus back in the back.
And I think there's only one Bonanza between the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
And that's-
cockpit
that's-
kit feel like it's got. That goes to Bonanza as well, I believe, doesn't it? Does it feel like it's in there? Yeah. Should be 4.5 pounds. 3.5 pounds, I think, with the box. Yeah, that's all there. Look at this. Stuff like this is tough to find people, you know, that
We have any interest in
it really is. But you know, well, for one, because people will come in and they'll take their time to, you know, well, this is what they say. Oh, we build it and it falls apart because of, you know, look, buddy, if you're getting in there that deep, you should be able to, you know, check the structure out. What do we got back here?
You know, I don't know.
No, we have to read this.
Yeah, that's not the wings to it there. Let's see.
Or do you think that's Orion?
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be a.
I wonder if that's the fuselage to the Byron kit there. I do not know. It says Ryan here. I can show you.
No, that's fine. Okay.
It says it like right here.
I bet it'd probably have to be then.
Yeah, it says it like right there,
Okay.
Ryan.
Yeah, it'd probably have to be. Wow, man. God, I love this stuff.
In trade shows, we're going to one tomorrow.
And that airplane in the back is just kind of a jumper. Oh, here's some other. Not sure what this is for.
Take a look up there. Make sure. See, there was
That is not. Fiber Tech. Some thank you stuff, but no. Let me see. Maybe an invoice here on the back. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. And the winner is a Fairchild 24R, 27% Cal pants. And it looks like it does it twice. Yeah,
What year was that?
this was in 2010, fourth month of 2010 on on the first day of the month.
So he retired at that point. Oh, and
It's a shame.
that went to a, I think a Piper Comanche.
Yeah, Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Yeah.
That he was doing some maneuvers and got mixed up about 5 years ago and crashed into the lake.
J3. It's a lot of stuff, bro.
more just
Probably doesn't know.
yeah. First didn't have the time and never really
Yeah.
came up.
You gotta look into it, man. I think you'd have fun if you like. Probably one of the things the young cats dig the most, man, is like a little Delta Wings that'll do 150 miles an hour, first person view, so you can do that close proximity flying, man. It'll get the heart going, you know.
And this,
I'm always looking to put a youngster in
this is like one of my dad's favorite airplanes.
It's a gorgeous plane.
And he had another engine. It probably has like 4 flights on it. The first 3 it was underpowered, so he put a new engine in. And I think there's only one.
Mine, just I'll show you. I'm nervous.
I think the airplane's pretty well and perfect.
Yeah, they're all just gorgeous.
It's got all the servos and everything. And then this is a Tinnercraft, and there's just one issue. This was my airplane that I had in California, and bringing it down, I broke this.
Yeah, no worries.
With that.
Don't we have
That
that?
is a great flying plane.
Oh, it is. It is.
Well, we sold
I thought we had one.
4 or 5 of them. But
I got it.
I'm
I got it.
video.
Of this stuff here, okay. And you're still on the fence with the.
Well, the thing is,
Look, I backed you into a corner there. I don't want to do that.
No.
So
Well, the thing is, that engine, I don't know. It's like I don't need it. My dad is like.
well, let's talk about it later then. No, that'll give me a good number to start with, because I'm gonna have to sit down and kind of look and count and kind of figure about where, what I'm gonna be able to do and what my expenses are, for each one of the airframes and stuff,
Yeah.
to be able to, get them liquidated. There's some I just don't want to sell. If I bought them, I probably want
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah.
Make them work for the hobby instead of just a kind of in and out thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've had a couple of planes, that we'll take them, we'll take to schools and stuff, and let kids see them, and we'll take to some of the air shows and just take them out and let people, enjoy looking at them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing is, the hard thing about this is, especially with the problems I have with my memory, which is, man, when I was this cat's age, I could hold a conversation with 7 people while, doing a key map. He doesn't even know what one of those is, holding a flashlight, talking on a 800 trunking radio, driving up and down roads, looking up at driveways, getting shot at all at the same time, but the older you get, I start searching for words and stuff like that, and I almost kind of have a stutter at some point,
Yeah.
And it gets worse, the less sleep I get.
How old are you?
Let me think.
I'm 54. Almost 55.
I'm 58, I think, 57.
Okay, so we're just a few years apart. But no, I completely get what you're saying.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
It's horrible, man.
It does.
But the thing is, where I was going with all that though is that each one of these planes has a history, and that's really what drives me about when I deal in older planes like this is where did it come from, and who built it, and after that who flew it, and sometimes some of these planes are well traveled. There's some of these airplanes have traveled more than I have.
Oh yeah.
I've had a plane that's been to England and Australia and to India and then back to Australia, back over to England, and then it came back, and the guy that built it lives a mile and a half down the road from me. His wife won't let him have it. That's the only reason I still have the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff, but and the some of these planes have influenced the hobby as well. Some of the designs and the companies that made them, and so that's the stuff that I really like to try to capture with stuff like this here, because the story will sell a plane sometimes a lot better than the plane will sell itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
the history of it.
Kind of what I'm thinking. you know, kind of what I thought. I broke it down by airplane. You can make a copy if you want, but like 23,000 or without the engine and the
Of this stuff here, okay. And you're still on the fence with the,
well, the thing is, you know,
look, I backed you into a corner there. I don't want to do that,
no.
so.
Well, the thing is, that engine, I don't know. It's like I don't need it. My dad is like.
Well, let's talk about it later then. You know, but no, that'll give me a good number to start with, because I'm gonna have to sit down and kind of look and count and kind of figure about where, you know, what I'm gonna be able to do and what my expenses are, you know, for each one of the airframes and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
To be able to, you know, get them liquidated. There's some I just don't want to sell. You know, if I bought them, I'd probably want
Yeah.
to do something. You know,
Yeah.
you know, make them work for the hobby instead of, you know, just a kind of in and out thing.
You know, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I've had a couple of planes, you know, that we'll take them, we'll take to schools and stuff, and you know, let kids see them, and we'll take to some of the air shows and just take them out and let people, you know, enjoy looking at them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but the thing is, the hard thing about this is, especially with the problems I have with my memory, which is, man, when I was this cat's age, I could hold a conversation with 7 people while, you know, doing a key map. He doesn't even know what one of those is. You know, holding a flashlight, you know, talking on a 800 trunking radio, driving up and down roads, looking up at driveways, getting shot at all at the same time, you know. But the older you get, you know, I start searching for words and stuff like that, and I almost kind of have a stutter at some point, you know.
Yeah.
And it gets worse, you know, the less sleep I get.
How old are you?
Let me think.
I'm 54.
Just, you know, I'm 58, I think, 57.
Okay, so we're just a few years apart. But no, I completely get what you're saying.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
It's horrible, man.
It
you
does.
know. But the thing is, where I was going with all that though is that, you know, each one of these planes has a history, and that's really what drives me about, you know, when I deal in older planes like this, is where did it come from, and who built it, and after that, you know, who flew it, and sometimes some of these planes are well traveled. There's some of these airplanes have traveled more than I have.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've had a plane that's been to England and Australia and to India and then back to Australia, back over to England, and then it came back, and the guy that built it lives 1.5 miles down the road from me. His wife won't let him have it. That's the only reason I still have the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so some of the stuff, you know, but and you know, some of these planes have influenced the hobby as well. You know, some of the designs and the companies that made them, and you know, so that's the stuff that I would really like to try to capture with stuff like this here, because the story will sell a plane sometimes a lot better than the plane will sell itself.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
history of it.
Kind of what I'm thinking. You know, kind of what I thought. I broke it down by airplane. You can make a copy if you want, but like 23,000 or without the engine and the